with y'all? What's good? I ain't finna act like I'm just energized like that. I'm not tired, but hey, we staying consistent, baby. We staying consistent. So what I got for y'all is medical sonography. I know a lot of you all are aspiring medical sonographers, right? And some of you might think like, man, it's so expensive. I'm trying to become a nurse, medical sonographer, all these fancy medical terms that I don't know about because I'm not in the medical field. But one thing I can tell you about it, it's a very expensive field. First of all, medical sonography is a very lucrative field. If you're not aware, it is. Now, you might hear a lot of people say, oh, I wanna become a medical sonographer, but they're starting at a university. And then it's like, it's too expensive, And they're like, oh, I'm thinking about going to med school, which is okay, but there's a better way to do it than going to a university first. Because it's just gonna be, as we like to say, a bad return on our investment. We don't like that. So, as I like to always mention, the requirements are very different at every institution. So when you go to become a medical sonographer, you want to keep in mind that what you might have to do at one school might not work at another school. FYI. I just gotta say, I would prefer you to get that certificate, because when you get that certificate, you can simply, I'm gonna explain it, but you can simply just get your certificate, get a job, get your certificate, then pass the end of course test that they usually want you to do. Then once you pass the end of course test, it's like to get your certification. Usually it's a nationwide certification test. You'll know about it when you get into the program. You first have to get into the program, just like our nursing video. You have to get into the program first. You don't just become a medical sonographer, you have to get in. And so once you get certified officially, then you become with your certificate, you can go ahead and start working immediately. So you're getting experience, you're getting paid. Then you never know, your job might pay for your schooling, but we ain't gonna hope for that. We're gonna reinvest that money we're making at our job to pay for our associate's degree. Because now, I want to get my associates. I want to have a better edge on my competition. You already certified, you just got to do the schooling part. Then once you do the schooling part, then you do it with the bachelor's. You can get your bachelor's in this. Do you need it? I don't know. That's going to lead us to our next topic. Now, some of y'all going to look back at this video, and it's going to be like 3 or 4 years later probably, and y'all going to wish y'all would have watched it. Okay, because we ain't got no debt, no student loan debts. We ain't waiting on somebody to clear them. So the average salary with a certificate is making me really reconsider my career field. The only thing about it, I like to stay up sometimes. I can imagine being sleepy and trying to do a sonography on somebody. Me and medical, we just don't go hand in hand. But the salary is very good. The salary is very, like we said before, very lucrative. And just with a certificate, you can be looking at a good penny versus someone like me, who's in more of I would say a social science degree area, coming straight out, have to work our way up. You can start out really early, hitting the ground running. And you don't have to work full time. That part-time money would do you just fine to pay for your associates as you bridge over and keep working your way up. Just a thought. We want you to get this degree, not this degree. I do want you to get that, and I want you to get the bachelor's. But I want you to get this certificate, which you can get at a 2-year college for little to nothing. Little to nothing. Yes, now as you know, we talked about in our interview, we know everybody is not gonna get paid. I knew that, I've been knew that. But the thing is, when you're in that situation where you're not gonna get paid to go to school, some like these other students, you wanna be able to pay little to nothing. And when I say little to nothing, you in certain parts of the states, wherever you are, some of you might only pay $500 to go to a 2-year and do these programs. Some of you might only pay $800, $1,000. I did this in Georgia. So I know some of you all outside of Georgia ain't paying anything. We're like one of the worst tuition areas for 2-year colleges in Georgia. We're like one of the worst. So if I did it in Georgia, what's your reason? I want you all to know that when you take the money from your job you got with the certificate, I want you to reinvest it back into your associate's degree, as I said before. And then once you get your associates, because you and your job, you might be working with your job, y'all might make a negotiation, y'all might say, well, I feel like I deserve this. They're like, okay, if you go back to school with your associate's degree, we'll give you a 20K increase or more. I'm not no expert in this medical area, but I know y'all get paid really well. And so it does vary from place to place. So when I seen doing a little research, they showed that like outpatient clinics, they get paid really well. Hospitals, they get paid really well. Try saying that 3 times, it's not good for you. You can get paid really good, I'm gonna say really good, depending where you go and which industry. But each industry from where I looked, and I'm gonna put the links in the bottom, you get paid, you're starting out with over 50K. Easily, over 50K. That's what I'm like, hold on. Over 50K? You getting over 50K? Just with a certificate, hopefully? If you get over 50K with a certificate and it doesn't even cost you 50K to get the certificate, you winning. You're winning. So this is what I did. When I was going through my 2-year college, bachelor's, and now master's, this is what I did. I just rinse and repeated. So when I first was getting my 2-year degree, I wasn't looking at paying anything, right? I wasn't looking at paying nothing because I was good. You know, unfortunately, I was a student, come from low income. I didn't have to worry about paying. But I was working, and I knew that working the part-time job I did at the college, even though it wasn't really that very good pay, you know, compared to what some of y'all get, not gonna drop the dime, because y'all don't deserve my advertisement. No. You just take the money and go to schools that are affordable. I kept picking schools that were affordable. You just got to. It's just common sense. I'm not going to say this process is not going to work if you're picking schools that are out of your budget. Schools are a purchase, investment. But if you're making $500 or to $1,000 a week, it's probably not a good idea for you. Somebody walk past y'all. It's always weird that somebody just walked past my window or something when I'm recording. I just find that a little weird. Get your certificate as a sonographer. Then get your associates as a sonographer. Then get your bachelor's as a sonographer. So by the time you get your bachelor's, you got think about this. You're working from your 1 year it take to get the certificate to your 2 years. That's 3 years of experience right there. Cause it take you 2 years to get your associates. Then it's gonna take you another 2 to get your bachelor's because you transfer from with your associates to your bachelor's. Articulation agreement, giving you gain, right? So then you got like, what my math people at? You was at 1, then that's 3, another 2, then that's 5. You got like 5 years of work experience right there while you're in college. So now if you do wanna go to med school, you probably gonna be making 6 figures while in med school, if you can work. Or if not, I hope you've been stashing away your money properly, investing it properly, because you can't do this like, it's normal to get good with your money. Like, this is a big pet peeve. It's not like, oh, I don't have to be good with my money. You have to be good with your money. You have to make some investments. Medical sonography, get your certificate, I highly recommend it. Get your associates, I highly recommend it. Get your bachelor's, highly recommend it, and so on, right? And then make sure that it aligns. Make sure the certificate aligns with the associates and the associate aligns with the bachelor's, and many more, because we doing it. I see y'all, debt-free degree. I see we done. Debt-free degree. They sell brain debt, but we ain't.